If you're lost, cold, and the sun is starting to disappear behind the trees, a fire stops being a comfort. It becomes survival. And here's the scary part. Most people carry a lighter. Most people carry matches. Until the day they don't. Maybe they got wet. Maybe they fell out of your pack. Maybe you never had them in the first place. Now you're standing there with cold fingers, trying not to panic. And honestly, that's dangerous, because panic makes people rush. A fire starts long before the spark. Most people don't notice this until it's too late. The first thing I look for isn't wood. It's tinder, dry grass, birch bark, dead pine needles, cattail fluff, anything that catches a tiny spark and turns it into a flame. If your tinder isn't dry, you're already fighting an uphill battle. Now, if you have a ferro rod, great, that's one of the most reliable fire starting tools out there. Throw sparks into a bird's nest of dry tinder and work slowly, not aggressively. Slowly, I've seen people shower sparks everywhere and get nothing. Then one tiny spark lands in the right spot and suddenly you've got smoke. That's your moment. Don't rush it. Gently blow. Easy breaths. Too much air and you'll kill it. Too little and it dies on its own. Now let's say you don't even have a ferro rod. This is where things get uncomfortable. You can use friction, bow drill, hand drill, the stuff people see online and think looks easy. It isn't. Not when you're tired, not when your hands are cold, not when you've been walking all day and your shoulders are burning. I've watched experienced outdoorsmen struggle for 30 minutes just to get a tiny ember. So if you're trying friction methods, understand something. Technique matters more than strength. You're creating heat, not winning a wrestling match. And while all this is happening, don't forget the next step. A lot of people finally get a flame, then lose it, because they never gathered enough fuel beforehand. Small twigs first, then pencil-sized sticks, then larger wood. Build the fire gradually. Feed it. Don't smother it. Let me be clear, a tiny flame is more valuable than a giant pile of wood with no flame at all. And out in the wild, when darkness starts closing in and everything gets quiet, that little flame changes everything. It gives you warmth. Light, a way to dry wet clothes. A way to think clearly again. So remember this. Fire isn't about the spark. It's about preparation. Find dry tinder. Stay calm. Build slowly. Because when you actually need a fire to survive, the people who stay patient are usually the ones who get it burning.